When challenged to do so, it can often be difficult for students to identify the most important concept from a unit of instruction. Strikeout is an instructional strategy that makes finding main ideas easier for students by asking them to work backwards. First, generating a list of key ideas, and then evaluating which are most relevant through the process of elimination.
When I ask students to determine the main idea of a concept, they are frequently faced with the anxiety of identifying the right one. I use Strikeout in my classroom to make this process more comfortable for students and to help them see that there are multiple ways to help them identify a main idea. To begin this strategy, I put students into small groups and have each group get out a piece of paper and elect a scribe. Working together and focusing on the current instructional unit, I ask students to list as many key or main ideas as they can without using any text or notes. This stage of Strikeout is like a focus group brainstorming session and usually takes 5 to 10 minutes. Next, I tell students that they are going to try their hand at editing and ask them to pass the list that they have made to the next group. Once each group has a new list, they work together to strike out the least important item from the list. During this step, students are reading critically to evaluate items for relevance, and this often leads to good discussion within groups. I'm consistently monitoring and talking with groups at this point to help when needed. I continue asking my groups to keep passing and striking the least important item until all lists have been returned to the original group. Once all lists are returned to their original groups, I ask students to look at how their lists have been edited. If the group feels strongly about it, I'll allow them to reclaim only one item struck from the list. They may also further edit their list by grouping the remaining items into larger concepts, simplifying their list and creating a final draft of sorts. Once this has been accomplished, I ask the groups to share out the items that remain on their group's list to create a master class list. I like to write out this master list either on the board or under the document camera. Once our master list is completed, students should see that their key ideas truly represent the main idea of our instructional unit. As a class or working independently, students should be able to use the final key ideas to generate the most important concept of our unit.
Strikeout is a great way for students to not only identify the most relevant and important main idea, but also to get students critically reading. Can you think of methods to use, extend, or modify Strikeout for your classroom? Comment on this video to share the ways you could use Strikeout in your class.